that's done. The Iranian situation's getting no closer to being resolved. Obviously. Can we not do this, Google? Thank you.
Tracking down, conducting a maritime interdiction more than 2,000 miles from the Strait of Hormuz, boarding a sanctioned tanker ship transporting oil from Iran in the Indian Ocean. This coming as President Trump has a new warning for Iran over the strait. Welcome to a brand new hour of America's News.
We're boarding! U.S. ships are boarding! Iran is having a very hard time figuring out who their leader is. They just don't know. The infighting between hardliners who have been losing badly on the battlefield and moderates who are not very moderate at all, but gaining respect is crazy.
Badly on the battlefield, and the moderates who are not very moderate is lifted. And according
to directed 31 vessels to turn around. Jesus, man.
As the president indicated, to wipe out the fast boats. We have 3 carrier strike groups. We have 2 amphibious readiness groups.
Just thousands and thousands of tax dollars, by the way.
Sorted other fleet assets that are there. Again, this is the greatest concentration of naval forces that we've seen in a long time.
And Brent, as you add the USS George H.W. Bush, that's a lot of naval power there that can help figure out a way to get this to the next stage. Your thoughts this morning?
Well, yes, that's a lot of afloat diplomacy that's headed towards Iran, and they need to take note. I think it's important to kind of also build on what President Trump said in his Truth Point posting just recently, and that is any Iranian forces laying mines will be attacked. I don't think that necessarily invalidates the wider ceasefire. It also should be expanded or considered to go after any of these small boats that are trying.
What the fuck are we doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21 U.S. ships
To seize or attack shipping going through the straits, like the capture of 2 MSC vessels, arguably in Iran's designated shipping routes. So an interesting way to treat those that are following their diktat. But the U.S. Navy, the U.S. military is definitely repositioned, rearmed, and ready to restart another campaign of strikes across Iran if necessary.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. On top of that, fuck off, Reuters. I will take a survey later. The ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel is extended for 3 weeks after a high-level meeting at the White House. It was set to expire on Sunday. Trump said he looked forward to hosting Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu and Lebanese President Joseph Aoun in the near future. On Iran, Trump told reporters he believed Tehran wanted to make a deal, but its leadership was in turmoil. He said he was in no hurry for a deal. If Iran did not want one, it'll finish up militarily. Dude. And then Iran is releasing
TV
fast
video on
boats.
Thursday showing a small boat speeding through the water carrying soldiers who boarded 2 container ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Tehran's ability to use swarms of small, fast boats in the strait could undermine suggestions U.S. forces have disabled its naval threat.
Yep. We've done nothing to Iran's military. And Trump is just stalling more and more and more.
Wait until you get a unified response.
Don't rush me, Jeff.
Jeff, you're about to be taken out of position.
Guys like you want to say, oh, so we were in Vietnam like for 18 years. We were in Iraq for many, many years. We're in for I don't like to say World War II because that was a biggie, but we were 4.5, almost 5 years in World War II.
He hates the fact that we were in World War II.
We were in the Korean War for 7 years. I've been doing this for 6 weeks. And
But it was supposed to be a weekend adventure, Trump. Mr. Trump, I thought it was supposed to be a weekend adventure.
Is totally defeated. They're outside of the little wise guy ships. I call them the wise guy ships, the little boats that they have running around with guns in them. We'll take them out too when we see them. But their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft is gone, all of their
Nope. We are so cooked. Rhodes, dude, we're so cooked.
Aircraft machinery is gone. Maybe they loaded up a little bit during the 2-week hiatus, but we'll knock that out in about 1 day if they did. We've done an amazing job. Their leaders are gone. Their leaders are all gone. Part of the problem is that, that's why I can't really answer your question. They have all new leadership and they're fighting like cats and dogs for who's going to control. Because we've created a real mess for them. But they've created a mess for the world over the last 47 years. They've killed a lot of our people. When you see a soldier, a young person, or now an older person, but a person without legs or without arms or with a face that got blown to pieces, most likely it was from Iran. It was Soleimani who I killed.
But what's up? Last Saturday, General Kane vetoed Trump's call to nuke Iran? Wait, no, really? Wait. Is this true? Is this a trust me bro moment, or is this true? Avoid it. Why nuke Iran? Finish war Iran. Yeah. Yes? Do you have a source? Kane vetoes Trump to nuke Iran because Trump doesn't need authorization. Oh, yeah, I saw this shit. But I don't know if this is... I don't trust General Kane that much. Because I know this came out.
We don't need it. Why do I need it? Why would a stupid question like that be asked? Why would I use a nuclear weapon when we've totally, in a very conventional way, decimated them?
Did General Kane veto Trump on using nukes in Iran? Deny. Must enable tracking and audience measurement. I don't care. Former CIA analyst Larry Johnson agreed to alleged in politics that the U.S. Donald Trump wanted to use nuclear codes against Iran during an emergency White House meeting. Nuclear codes against Iran, but then was stopped by General Kane. Johnson described the interaction as quite a blow-up. On an appearance, ex-CIA Larry Johnson claimed an emergency briefing. Who's Larry Johnson again? Is this that one? CIA. I don't know. I feel like this is a storming out building by Johnson, but the idea came blocking Trump goes against the reality of the command chain. Technically, nobody can overrule the president's command. Yeah, I don't know how to I don't know how true #true that is.
Soleimani loved the roadside bomb. He was an evil genius. He was a brilliant general. Probably we wouldn't be as
Okay, but sir, why are multiple Americans dead right now?
far advanced had I not taken him out. That was the beginning of it all.
God, he speaks so fucking
And
slow.
then,
I
I
saw it on
ended
Newsweek,
the
but I thought of it as
Obama
crazy. I mean, I
horror
wouldn't trust
show.
Newsweek.
The nuclear transaction that he made was horrible. He gave him a road to the, you call it, I mean, what the deal that he did, the Iran nuclear deal, was so bad. It gave him a road to a nuclear weapon. And I will tell you, I deal with him.
No, it didn't, dude. It's
Do not give
Jesus.
Iran a nuclear weapon. This is all about a nuclear weapon. They cannot have the nuclear bomb, and they're not going to have the nuclear bomb. So we've taken out their military. We've hit about 75% of our targets. We stopped a little early because they wanted to have some peace. And we have a blockade that's 100% effective. And they're getting no business. And as you know, they're not doing well economically, financially. They're not doing.
It doesn't matter if the entire country is against you. Economics only matter in the long drawn out war, like multiple years. It's not going to matter. Yeah, Iran's not doing well financially, but they got the resources to make this go, and they have people dedicated to the cause. That'll run out after a long time, but 6 weeks is nothing.
Doing any business because of the blockade. They want to make a deal. We have been speaking to them, but they don't even know who's leading the country. They're in turmoil. They're in turmoil. So we thought we'd give them a little chance to get some of their turmoil resolved. But, you know, and I hope the fake news, people like you, I hope the fake news are going to be able to write about it accurately, because when you say, oh, they're fighting very well, they're not fighting well. They've been obliterated.
People, he cares about the flow of money numbers. Yeah, it's just like, it's such an obvious lie, too.
Obliterated.
And not a single fucking reporter in here is going to call him out for lying about that.
159 ships are in the Navy. You know how many ships are at the bottom of the sea, Jeff? 159. So, you know, and if you read the New York Times, a failing New York Times, subscriptions are way down, as you know. That's because people don't believe the stuff anymore. If you watch CNN, you'd think that they're doing well in the war. They're not doing well. They're getting absolutely decimated. Now, with all of that being said, we'll see what happens. You have a lot of, we have no pressure. It's only guys like you with a question like that about what's your time. We've been doing it for 5.5 weeks.
And the longer this draws out, the worse it's going to be for the U.S. Dude, oil prices. I can't wait. Oh, we're back up to 97, baby. We're back up to 97.
But the blockade is having who's in charge. I think this should have been anticipated, and it's part of the byproducts of applying the pressure, economic.
We know who's in charge. The son of I don't remember his name. The son of the previous dictator leader. 106, 105, 97. Dude, we're going back. We're going back, baby. We're getting back up there. Oh my god, this is gonna take so long to recover from. Oh. I don't even know, man. The longer this goes on, you like every day is another month of no gas. Because it takes weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks for ships to actually arrive in the US and in other countries. It takes like almost a month for ships to arrive in the US from Iran. Hold on. Sorry, I pulled up my second monitor and the first thing that showed up was debunking every Zionist argument ever. And I think that's a funny video that I'll watch later. I don't know, man. This is like, the last ship came on the 19th for the US. Yes! Rose! Do you have the video for that? I've been trying to find the video for that and I can't. If you have the video for that, I would love that. That would make me so happy. Or if you know who made that video. I've been trying to find it because I was talking about it on stream last time.
As well as the military, the epic fury, and the economic fury that's being brought to bear on them. So we'll go.
Let me look them up. All right, thank you. Hold on, I just want to see this real fast.
Strait of Hormuz. The White House says the ceasefire remains in place indefinitely, now 8 weeks into the conflict. The U.S. military's blockade of the strait also continues even as the Pentagon announced the departure of another top U.S. official. CBS's Jared Hill is monitoring the latest.
Oh, whoa.
Reporting live out of Tel Aviv for us at this hour. Hello, Brian.
Sandra, good afternoon. Well, CENTCOM says of those 33 Iranian-linked ships that have been turned away or blocked from Iranian ports over the last 10 days of this blockade, most of those ships have been oil tankers, and some of those ships have been blocked thousands of miles away in Asian waters away from the Strait of Hormuz. Take a look at this new video from the Department of War. It shows U.S. forces boarding and seizing a sanctioned oil tanker, the Majestic 10, in the Indian Ocean last night. The ship was illegally transporting oil from Iran as part of its shadow fleet. The White House says the U.S. blockade is costing Iran $500 million a day, and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says in days, Iran's main oil storage at Kharg Island will fill up, forcing Iran to shut down their oil wells or come to the negotiating table. President Trump tells Fox, quote, the blockade scares them even more than the bombing. They've been bombed for years, but the blockade they hate. Iran's parliamentary leader says Iran won't return to negotiations with the U.S. and Pakistan until the U.S. blockade ends. Quote, a complete ceasefire only makes sense if it is not violated by the maritime blockade, and the hostage taking of the world's economy. Reopening the Strait of Hormuz is impossible with such a flagrant breach.
Man, this war is funny, man. Everyone goes back and forth on who wants to blockade and who doesn't want to blockade. What a 4D chess move, right? The blockade is so bad for the economy that Trump is gonna blockade it himself and make himself look even worse. Ah, thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, Rose, thank you so fucking much. This is what I was looking for. There's a specific point in this video I'm trying to find. This! I couldn't find this fucking map.
What was lost without paying those higher prices. For example, U.S. spare capacity is at about 1 million barrels a day. Venezuela, under 1 million. Canada, via Pacific routes, under 1 million. And if you add every alternative together, you'll get about 2.8 million barrels per day from all the temporary emergency stockpiles. 2.8 million barrels against a whole of 8 to 13 million, which means reserves.
Wait, maybe the Max Fisher video is the one I was looking at. I don't know. I was looking at some white boy talking about boats.
Down the coast of Africa.
It was the Max Fisher. I got this on TikTok.
Across the Cape of Good Hope, back up the other coast of Africa, all the way across.
Yeah. yeah, I
This is a
remember this
map
piano.
of global oil flows put together by JP Morgan. Don't worry about all this text. We'll explain it in a minute. These red lines show the oil coming out of the Middle East, going out to the rest of the world. This is the stuff that's been cut off. Here it is back in December before the war.
This is what I was trying to
really,
describe.
really big. 4 soccer fields long, carries 2 or 3 million barrels of oil, and it weighs more than a skyscraper. All of which makes it slow, 10 or 15 knots. That is, no joke, the speed of a bicycle. Our global energy supply lines move at the speed of a Schwinn. And let me show you on this globe why that's important. If you biked all day, how much of this globe do you think you could cross? Like maybe the width of the point of this pen, right? Maybe. You worked really hard. Okay, now imagine hopping on your 12 speed starting in Dubai. Where's Dubai? Here we go.
And you have to cross the entire fucking ocean, dude? Yeah, man, it's about to get so cooked once these run out, because it's already running out in countries like he's showing.
Well into it. And to be clear, these places aren't out of oil. Every country has emergency stockpiles.
During my downtime period and rest day I kept up today, I work in the trucking industry. Transgirlian, the trucking industry.
So let's see what that looks like. Gas lines are the first thing to show up. Not enough fuel at the pump. And these are already everywhere. South Africa, Pakistan, Vietnam, a bunch of places.
And you wonder why U.S. aid is being reinstituted to South Africa, specifically white South Africa.
In Laos, they ordered schools closed for 1 day a week so there'd be fewer people on the roads. The Philippines and Ethiopia did the same thing for government offices. And Sri Lanka is making everybody take every Wednesday off of work now. There are also restaurants.
Yo, Trump, can we get the Sri Lanka process in? I'd love another day off a week.
Curfews, mass flight cancellations, air conditioning shutoffs. It's not that these countries are running out of oil. I mean, they are, but that's not the real issue exactly. Imagine this is the global oil supply. It's all sold in one big market. And that means all the producers sell to that same global supply. And then all the oil-consuming countries buy from that same supply. You could also call these exporters and importers.
Impacting logical in the U.S. since it started. Luckily, I work at a company. But tons of truckers are feeling this the worst. Yeah, I can't imagine how bad it is for the trucking industry. I know diesel has to be super fucking expensive.
Anyway, the Iran war cut off 1/5 of global supply. About this much. So when deliveries stop showing up at those countries we talked about, they can actually buy from other producers, but they've got to do it by outbidding whoever would have bought that oil otherwise. And that pushes up the price for everyone. And that's even hitting places like the US, where we are still receiving oil from before the war started. Countries whose shipments ran out are creating this big surge in demand.
And when that surge hits the US, that big surge of the demand hits the US, it's gonna be rough. Even if it stopped right now, we wouldn't see a return to normal prices, quote unquote, for years. Stupid expensive tons of independent truckers and small businesses are ending, closing, or selling it all together. Damn. Holy shit. Yeah, man, we're so fucking beyond cooked. I don't even know what to say at this point. Thank you for sending me this
anytime
video.
You go to the pump or pay your power bill, you are bidding against them, and they are bidding against you. And all of this is going to get significantly worse when China and Europe start running out of shipments too, and surge demand to replace it, which is really close to happening. But all of this...
Especially China, dude. China? Holy shit. They use so much gas. If you think the US uses a lot of gas, China uses tenfold.
Is a question. If these shortages are just days or weeks from reaching everywhere, then why are we on a lull? Every government in the world can see that same map that I showed you earlier. They know catastrophe is bicycling their way. So why doesn't it feel like it? This is Trump a couple of weeks into the war.
Sir, could you foresee a deal in Iran this upcoming week?
I do see a deal in Iran.
Mr. President.
Could be soon.
When he said this, the price of oil dropped right away. War's ending, right? Everything back to normal? Except
stockpiling your needs now, soon Big Corp will send less and less trucks. True. True, rice and bean pill, people. Please, rice and bean pill.
Saying the same thing for weeks.
We have had very, very strong talks.
And like I said, that's why you keep saying it. So the price of gas keeps dropping. Oh my god. You guys need to get rice and bean pilled ASAP. It's gonna be a hard year. And midterms are really gonna fuck with Republicans, but it's gonna be a lot of people are gonna suffer due to this war.